Hello guys, and welcome to my last Soda Dungeon Dimension playthrough, because this here is the last dimension that you can play through. Dimension 10, and as with the last couple of dimensions I've been playing through, I am going to be using the fork and the bib and the dinner boys as recommended by Vinicius Sales. That was crazy cool and amazing to post some in-game information and a reference to the game Reddit, where the development team is crushing it as well, so please guys go there. It is a crazy cool Reddit if you are interested in the game. Kudos to the developers for being absolutely amazing by spending their time with the game fans, listening to feedback and sharing future information. Anyway, doing the same stuff here, setting auto equip to never, going into the tavern, the inn thing here, listening to the wizard, being a bit embarrassed that this was not the last dimension after all. Really like that. And this is a pretty cool boss we have here. Pretty cool boss, but you guys will see if you haven't had a chance to deal with it yourselves yet. So a new presence has claimed this universe. What I liked when I read that was this universe, not dimension but universe, as in, will I be able to skip to a new universe and start over again from dimension 1 in a new universe? I was like, please let this be unlimited grind. No, that's not how it is, but I hoped perhaps it will come at some point, but for now we can't. So dinner boys, bibs, forks, all the goodies, pretty much the same as what I have done in the previous dimensions, just getting the starting team with the completely over the top crazy pants fork that you can go put into people and take them out. And yeah, just really like buying the starting sodas here as well, and then jumping into not the dungeon because it's gone, but we have this like bush thing with glowing eyes over the mountain. Pretty happy to see that. Trying to start out in level 400 instead of 300. Because this is the last dimension, I figured it's probably gonna be tougher. Perhaps I need a bit of a better equipment, but I didn't. But that's another part of the story entirely. Oh yes, it is. So just doing like the same grind thing, and things are just dying. So, and again, this is on me. I could have progressed earlier in the game, but I liked the grind, so I sticked around in the lower dimensions for way longer than I needed. Now that I have progressed to the Warriors dimension, I am sad that I didn't stay and grind even longer because of the Tengen boss that's in rotation, but that's I think they will work on that to make him less annoying, so that you can grind much longer without him, really. But we'll see. Buying up the rest of the goodies here before I pay a visit to the boss. Questing cream soda. How can you not like that? Once again, no idea what I'm going to be facing, so I'm just making like a survival team here. Thief, knight, 3 healers. The healers are like my main thing, and what I noticed is that I can only port to level 800, so I need to grind 200 levels in order to take out this boss, because it is at level 1000. Just doing the resume thing here at 899, where we're gonna be facing the ice giant again. Cheers guys. Yeah, it's my coffee. So there we have him, big guy once again. Not really a challenge. I do like though that I would have liked for this game to continue twice as long, where we had to grind each time but it got harder. There is something about not being able to instantly jump to the boss and just take it out. That makes it once again feel a bit more of like it was an achievement to do it instead of just getting it served on a plate. So I really liked that I could only jump to level 800 that was really cool. So thanks for that, development team. More goodies like that, I think, would be crazy cool and amazing. And I know I could just have not bought the upgrades, but then it just feels stupid, right? So it's like, if you have the option and you don't take it, you're stupid. And if you take it and it feels too easy, it's also a bit of a shame. Good game design is pretty tough, but I have to say I love this game. So good game design is what they have going on. Just throwing in my tiny thoughts about ways that I feel the game could be enhanced. Not trying to be a bitch, because I really do like the game. If not, I wouldn't have put in like 150 hours. So it's not like I am complaining, just offering my personal suggestion to how things also could have been if it was a game for me. And I know that I'm not the only person playing this, luckily. So I know that whatever is being done in the development team's hope for the largest audience, of course, because we should all be watching the videos or buying things so that we can support the game. I know that I have the glowing things, the twinkly going on my gold pile. That's because I don't watch ads when I'm recording, but when I am not recording, I do support the game by doing that, even though getting it's nothing. Right now when I'm grinding here on my phone, I have, let me see what kind of an essence I have in this run here so far. 19k, right? So the reward for watching the ad once you get to the end game is nothing, but I do it anyway because I like supporting the game. But now we are looking at the last boss in the game. Oh yeah, and this is so cool. This is so cool. Ornos. Look at that crazy pants, dude. Oh, you can't see it yet, but you can shortly. This boss is a combination of every boss we have been facing so far. Yes, it is, and that is freaking amazing. Okay, it may not be of every boss, but it does have the abilities, the double strike, the questionable concussion, whatever, you know, everything, making it amazing. But you don't need to heal it, and you don't need to deal with it in one turn, so that is really cool. But the design is just epic, and the feeling I got when I saw this boss and I noticed the ice giant coming out of one side, like the scorpion tail, just, you know, Demora's face coming out there, I was like, dudes, you rock designing this, so freaking amazing. That is just, it's just epic, really, and it pretty much makes the last boss fight something truly memorable, because it takes you back to every boss fight you have had before. Ideally, I think you should take out a boss from it each time, so you were forced to deal with every phase, every boss, to just make it a bit more challenging. One phase you had to do in one turn, one phase you had to heal, all that stuff would be even more epic, I think. But this is a tank and spank battle, really. You can just it has a lot of hit points, it has a lot of damage, has area damage, it has the debuffs, it has all the cool things. So it is a really cool battle, but you don't really need to actively play it in order to defeat the boss. So if you do, and I do like when you actually need to think every once in a while, even though I need to know when it happens. So like the Tengen, I'm bitching a bit about it, because it is not something I can prepare for in an auto grind game, and this is really an auto grind game, right? So it's part of me really likes the stuff where I need to think, and part of me feels that it has its own specific place. And I feel like the first time you defeat a boss, you want that, but not the other times. So each time I face a boss the first time, I would like to have to actively play the game in order to win. When I face it as a ghost, just wipe it away is what I'm thinking. But yeah, anyway, managed to take out Ornos here with a tiny bit of a group left, and that was pretty cool. That was truly enjoyable. Me and Steve, it says, haven't really checked out the achievements. but it was completing the last dimension that could be completed in the game, and I am allowed once again to use the portal and really take that last relic with me. And this is where the game changes completely, because this is where you get the Dark Mage relic, and that really changes the game, because the Dark Mage goes from being a support character that does a little bit of damage, possibly confusion, to being a killer, like Demolisher. And that is really cool. It is just a major game change. But then again, we're done with the progression, really, the reset progression, and now it's really just about going as far as you can. So I guess that changing the role of the characters is pretty nice, but it also makes the other classes a bit obsolete. I go with 4 Dark Mages and a Knight because I don't like ambushes. And yeah, I think I'm closing in on level 5000 now, so that's very efficient. Also a recommendation or notice from initial sales. So my goodness, you've had yourself quite the little adventure. I believe the warrior dimension is perfect. Yes, it is, much like every other dimension. Yeah, ascend the dungeon as high as you like without any interference, and that is not true. And that is where this text strikes me a bit odd, because if there is something this dimension has, then it is interference all the time, because you get the bosses every 100 levels. You have all the bosses here, so you have all the interference, whereas when you play Dimension 1 you can just progress as far as you want. So I was a bit confused when I read this. I was expecting to have a dungeon with no bosses in it, but I have a dungeon with all the bosses in it. That was a bit weird, but anyway guys, that was playing through Dimension 10 to the Warriors Dimension. As always, thank you guys very much for watching.